The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O, the R, the K. Look yourself in the face. Look yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself, are you giving 120% every day? Every play? Give me 120 or don't give me nothing at all. The guy you competing against, you haven't outworked him. You've not outworked the person next to you. You've not out-hustled them. You've not out-grind them. You've not outdone them. You're not locked in. Bring all your passion. Bring heart. Every single game, every single play. Put forth 120% or don't ask nobody to do nothing with it. The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? TGIF. I hope everybody's having a great day. It's Friday, and here we are doing our thing right now. It's Friday. TGIF. We are up. We're at it. The market is crazy, man. It's dipping all over the place. It is what it is, man. And we called this one. We seen this one coming. We called it. We said that the market had a possibility of doing this. Buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing on the rate cuts. And there's a lot of reasons macro wise why we are where we are, and we'll get into some of them today. More importantly, we're going to get into some charts. We're going to look at some things. We're going to look at some things that are absolutely driving this market and how to play these markets. This is a big dip. A lot of people try to underplay it and make it look like it's not as big as it is. This is a pretty big dip, man. And we can call it a crash. We can call it whatever we want. But there's a song out there, like my man Selmo says, when we dip, we dip, we dip. And we're dipping. And we're gonna talk about how to play these things and how to play these markets. But first of all, let's take care of some business. Go ahead and like the stream. Go ahead and share the stream. Go ahead and share the stream out. If you're new here, you're not subscribed here, go ahead and hit that subscriber button. If you're over on X, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that share button. If you're on TikTok, go ahead and keep tapping that screen and keep tapping that screen. TikTok likes that. So, serious business right now in this market. So this is serious. We joke and we play a lot of. We joke around. We play a lot on here, and we try to keep things light. But this time. There's a time to play and there's a time to get real. And right now it's time to get real because we could be in for a ride here, one way or the other. We could be in for a hell of a push up or we could be in for a hell of a push down. But one thing that we do know is that we're right on the verge of a government shutdown next week here in the United States, which could definitely affect these markets. The initial jobs reports came out, I believe, yesterday. They look decent. They looked okay. They look like they were going to come in a little bit better than what was expected, which is good and bad at the same time. It's good for the markets. I mean, it's good for the employees. It's bad because it could affect some of the rate cuts that were already priced into the market, which is one of the reasons why you're seeing this thing dip down a little bit. The other one is definitely the government shutdown that we're right on the verge of next week, guys. And it doesn't seem like there's any compromise going on right now to try to alleviate this government shutdown. And that's going to play a big role in the markets. When the government shuts down, and there's a lot going on. So, when we get into these markets, understand, everybody has priced in rate cuts that may not be coming. They just may not be coming with good job reports. And then you have the inflation data coming in. And if the inflation data comes in better than what's expected, might not get a rate cut, might not get another rate cut when everybody expects it to. So you guys got to understand that. So understanding what's coming your way, and we'll look at it. We'll get into some of these charts in a minute, but it's it's not a beautiful day in the markets, But it is Friday, so we'll get here and do what we got to do. Good morning, Selmo. How are you? How are you, my brother? Good morning. Good morning, Junior. How are you? How are you doing out there in Florida? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Scottish, seeing you in here. Good morning, my brother. My brother, how are you? Hope you're doing well too, man. It's time, man. It's time to get real in these markets, man. And people gotta understand that. Uh, Jerome Powell should Jerome Powell should have did 50 basis points. Should have, but the numbers didn't call for a 50 basis point rate cut. Actually, the numbers didn't call for a rate cut at all. The stock market was doing well. Um, Inflation data wasn't terrible. Jobs market data, the revision was bad, and that's why they cut when they cut. But um, when he cut, I sat on here and said, and I got the receipt. You go back and watch. I said, I don't know if he should be cutting right now based on the data. Uh, but uh, it is what it is. So we will see. We'll see if we get another rate cut. It's going to be strictly dependent on where this inflation data comes in. Uh, but I'm telling you, if the government shuts down, all bets are off. All bets are off. Uh, Better perp decks. Launching. Check it out. Yeah, check it out. Uh, check out the perp decks. It's coming. There's a lot of things that are coming. Uh, but here's the thing: launching a token right now is not a good idea. Launching a token right now is not a good idea. I'll tell you that right now. Not in this market. Uh, this market isn't conducive to launching tokens. Uh, ISO 2022 is coming in November. Yeah, we're getting into the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter's got to be the quarter where we start to make a turnaround. Yeah, so the fourth quarter is going to be big. You got ISO coming out in November. We're going to see. We're going to see what happens when ISO comes out in November. Everybody's looking at November, the actual date. And I'm not looking at the actual date. I think it's going to be a steady grind in. It's going to be a steady grind in. So regulation is coming. Yeah, it's coming. They need it. They need it bad. I don't usually call for regulations, but I'm telling you that they need it. They need a catalyst, right? And that could be the catalyst. So a lot of them won't be regulations. A lot of them won't. I think the regulations will come out and they'll be kind of lenient at first, and then they'll progressively get more restrictive. Much like the stablecoin bill, it came out, and now you see it basically in people are fighting over it right now. So, but yeah, they need something. They need some guardrails for these institutional investors to come in. Institutional investors are not going to come into a market as it currently exists right now. You gonna work today? Oh boy, you gonna be here all stream, boy. So yeah, I mean, I'm not a big regulation guy, but crypto does need some sort of guardrails. Excelsior, yeah, it's getting ready to launch. In pre-sale ends pretty soon. I like the project. I like how they are going to give back. If you own over $100, you're going to get airdrops of Excelsior, based on the volume, based on all that stuff. I like the fact that they got a set number of pre-sale tokens. If they don't sell them, they're going to burn them. I like what they're doing over there. I like the protocol. I like how they're going to how they're going to launch that project. That project looks pretty decent. I like the fact that we get some privacy on the blockchain. You know, if they can roll out the protocol the way that it's built, we get some privacy on the blockchain. I like that too. But you know, be careful with a pre-sale in this market. Be careful. Uh, most pre-sales that are launching in this market right now, if you just wait, you'll catch a hell of a dip. And you know, it's just just kind of how the market is right now. Uh, you know, I don't know. Like I'm just when when you talk to me about pre-sales right now, it's just one of these things where it's like, you know, you're tying up money. Do you really tie up your money? I don't know. Excelsior is probably one of the better pre-sales I've seen though. The fact that it's launching on Ethereum is probably a good thing. Ethereum's kind of been one of these chains right now. It hasn't really had a runner, right? Hasn't really had anybody who really who or a token that's really taken off. It's really been Solana. Uh, it's really been Solana and it's been BNB that have really taken over the space right now when it comes to new projects. And Ethereum's kind of been lagging behind when it comes to new projects launching on your blockchain. And a lot of that has to do with gas fees, things like that. But I'm excited to see something launch over there that actually has a chance. You cut your finger off. You cut your finger off. Damn, man, that's not good. So you're nine fingers now. All right, let's get into this market right now. Let's get into this market. Let's do what we do, man. Uh, so you know, here we are. We look at this macro for a minute. You got the Asian markets. They didn't trade that well last night. To tell you the truth, they really didn't trade that well. European markets woke up this morning. They're on fire right now. They're all in green. They're trading well. Ken's over there dumping money in there. Uh, Good morning, Almo. Good morning, my brother. How are you? The uh, the European market's trading pretty well this morning. Ken's over there. He's dumping all his money in the market right now. You know, buying the dips, making it green for me. He usually takes care of me on my streams, and usually goes and dumps a bunch of money in the European markets, and makes me look good. Preset. The preliminary markets over here in the United States. We're not too bad. Nasdaq's struggling right now. S&P's in green. The Dow Jones is in green. Not too bad. We got to find the bottom of this thing, though, right? The United States markets and the European markets have been on absolute red days for the past 3 days. We got to find a bottom to this thing at some point. At some point, we got to get to the bottom. There's my man Ken. What's up? You just get done pumping up the markets for me, making me look good over here on my stream, man. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate you buying up all the dips, baby. But yeah, the United States, we got to find a bottom. You know, look at the S&P right now; it's trading even. It just went from green to even, and you know, I don't know. This is a rough market right now. Now it just flipped to red, right? So, are we putting in our fourth red day today? I don't know. We're gonna see. We're still in the pre-markets, but I'm telling you guys right now, are we at the bottom? I don't know. Can't call a bottom, but what I can tell you is, ain't looking good. I just flipped back to green, so we're teetering on the edge here. We're living on the edge, living on the edge. That's what we're doing. So we got TikTok. Actually, you over there on TikTok. Go ahead and keep smashing that screen. Yeah, keep smashing them like buttons. Keep hitting them like buttons over there on the screen. Tap 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 tap. Same over here on X. Same over here on YouTube. Keep tapping them things. TikTok actually was sold yesterday to an investor group for the United States. It's going to be interesting to see how this thing unfolds, what happens over here. They're saying right now it's valued at about $14 billion. TikTok is valued at about $14 billion right now. Oracle was a big buyer of TikTok. So we'll see where TikTok goes with this new ownership. There's a lot of speculation going on out there about TikTok. There's a lot of speculation about what's going to happen. Are people going to have to start over? You know, when they download the new United States app, you know, what's going on over there. So we're going to see. But definitely executive order was signed yesterday. It was sold and valued right now at about $14 billion. TikTok will probably go public with Oracle and everybody else buying it. So get ready for that. It'll probably be publicly traded like Snapchat, Facebook, everything else like that. So big deal there. But and here's the thing. Here we're imposing more tariffs, right? So the United States to impose 100% tariff on branded drugs, right? So here we go. So we got more tariff talk going on here in the United States, and we're gonna put 100% tariff on drugs. But it's just not good for the market. This is not the time to be doing this. I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna go on a little tangent right now. This is not the time to be doing these things when your inflation's high, your markets are down, and stock market's struggling. Everybody's struggling. This is not the time to be imposing 100% tariffs on prescription drugs. Inflation's high. Interest rates are high. Inflation's high. Countries in a tremendous amount of debt. Your relations across the United States, across the world, are not great. It's just getting to be a little bit absurd. I'm just going to tell you the truth. It's getting to be a little bit much, it's starting to affect everybody's pocket, whether you agree or disagree with the political stance. The bottom line is here we talk about money, and opposing another 100% tariff is just a terrible idea. It's a terrible idea. It's a terrible decision. We'll see where it goes. But these markets are pretty rough right now. You got Intel went on a little ride yesterday. This stock right here looks like they're going to link up with Microsoft as well. So Intel's trying to do some business here in the United States. Obviously, had a big partnership with NVIDIA. Now it's got a big partnership with Microsoft, sitting at $33.99 right now, closed. And you got NVIDIA sitting here at $177.69. NVIDIA's been on a backwards slide here for a couple of days. So we'll see if that one can come out of the woods too. But the bottom line here is these tariffs, all of this stuff that's we review all of this macro because it affects crypto and it affects the environment that we trade in. And anybody who doesn't believe that doesn't understand how these markets work. So let's get over here to cryptocurrency. You got the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index sitting at 32. We're in fear. We buy fear, sell greed. So right now we should be in an accumulation buying stage. What goes up must come down. We definitely have come down, and we should be in a buying stage right now because we're in fear right now on a Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index. You got altcoin season tipping back from 68 to 100. Last time we streamed was Wednesday, and we were at 70. So we came back another 2 points again. So we're at 68 out of 100. Cryptocurrency market cap sitting at $3.75 trillion right now. Far away from the 4 trillion that we were sitting at. You look at this chart right here. This thing is just straight on a downward trajectory when it comes to market cap, sitting at 3.75 trillion. Definitely not where we want to be, especially not where we want to be on a Friday going into the weekend, because Friday afternoons the markets pull back. So expect a bigger pullback today. You got the ETF inflows, outflows sitting at a negative $502 million right now for the ETF outflows. What does that mean? That just means that everybody is selling the hell out of their ETFs right now. And that's not good. That's not good for the markets. That's not good for Bitcoin. It's not good for Ethereum. You see Bitcoin led the way with the sell-off. Wasn't even close. Ethereum's not even, it's here, but it's, Bitcoin definitely led the way with $253 million of sell-offs. And, it's just not even close. That Bitcoin ETF is just purging. It's just purging. You got the Bitcoin dominance right now sitting at 58.3%, which is up from 57 on Wednesday when we streamed. So you got the altcoins going down and the Bitcoin dominance going up. The Ethereum dominance fell below 13% at 12.6%. Not good for altcoins at all. Terrible for altcoins. To tell you the truth, we got to get this Bitcoin dominance down to 55%. And as far up as it goes right now, is longer. It's going to take longer for altcoin season to come into effect. So when you look at this thing, you know, here we are. We're talking about this again. It sounds like a reset. It sounds like we're just resetting this whole market, right? Which is exactly kind of where we didn't expect to be at this point. But what fuck it, we're here, so we might as well take advantage of it, right? So when I say we might as well take advantage of it, we might as well just do what the market tells us to do, and that means that we're in buying season. When we get into the charts, I'll tell you, I'll show you more about what I mean. But we're definitely in buying season right now. I mean, because that's what the market's telling us we need to do. Don't fight the market. You know what I mean? And when you start to fight the market, you're going to lose every single time. Just do what the market's telling you to do. And right now, we're far away from altcoin season. And anybody that tells you that we're still in altcoin season is a freaking fool. We're not in altcoin season. We're still in a bullish pattern. The market's still bullish, in my opinion, but we're definitely not in altcoin season. Where your altcoin season, you're not going to wake up on Saturday and your altcoin bags are going to be 2x. That's just not going to happen. You're just not there. I mean, you're going to see Bitcoin run up before any of these things run up, and you can see it in the dominance right now, sitting at 58.3. Until you get this dominance down to 55, you're still in Bitcoin season. In my opinion, it is what it is, and the market's telling you to buy altcoins right now. The market's telling you to hang out in the top 200 right now. You got the open liquidation sitting at $1.1 trillion. This is where market manipulation starts to come in. Anytime you get over $1 trillion of longs and shorts out there, this is where the market makers get busy. This is where they start wrecking the longs, and then they'll come back up and start wrecking the shorts, and then you'll eventually get to a level playing field where then the market can run by itself. But as long as you're sitting out there with $1.5 trillion of longs and shorts for these market makers and these exchanges to wreck, yeah, you are where you are. So, and you're just going to trade sideways. You're going to chop up. You're going to chop down until the lizard people come out and wreck them all. Them old wrinkly people sitting behind a computer that got all that money, that's who's running these market makers right now, and that's who's coming out to wreck you. And they will. And there's nothing that me or you can do about it but sit back and take advantage of the situation. And the situation right now is you guys should be buying altcoins, basically. Coming over here, looking at this market, this cryptocurrency market, you look at it on the daily. Do we really need to look at it on the daily? It's in red. It's bleeding red, right? You look at it on the hourly, it's bleeding red too. So you look at it, Bitcoin couldn't hold 109. It's 108. It's $108,743 right now. So it's having a hard time holding 109. Ethereum sitting at $3,886 right now, and it's having a hard time holding that. Right? It's having a hard time holding on to where it is right now. XRP sitting at $2.70. You look at it, XRP is down 3.8% on the day, on the daily. Ethereum's down 2.9% on the daily, and Bitcoin's down 2.5% on the daily. You look at BNB sitting at $934 right now. It's down 5.1% on the daily. We were talking about BNB at $1,000 and how it was absolutely killing it and crushing the market. And it does have the biggest percent gain over the week here when it comes to the top 10 cryptocurrencies. But BNB has taken a huge step backwards. out of $1,000. The sell off in BNB is real. You know what I mean? If you got in and you were buying at 1,000, at 1,000 or better, you're getting killed right now. So I mean, if you bought the top, I'm sorry to hear that. The best thing for you to do is just hold on. But BNB is getting decimated right now. So isn't Solana, sitting at $191 right now, down 4.9% on the daily. Solana lost about 5% of its value in 24 hours. So money has been flowing out of Solana like crazy. $191 right now. So when you look at this price, you're looking at about 185. We could be touching 185 on Solana today. If things start to go continually go the way that they have been going, we could definitely be touching 185 on Solana. And I'm just being 100% real here. I told you there's a time to play, and there's a time to get serious. And right now it's a time to get serious, and it's time to get serious about your bags. Load up on Solana. I agree. You don't wait for the bottom to be set in, and then get on Solana. I think Solana's gonna make a massive run here. It's just not gonna make a run right now. So right now is the time to be buying. I told you when we're in fear, we're buying. Right. This is when we're in fear and the market's in fear. This is when you buy, and when the market says it's greedy, that's when you sell. Don't round trip these bags. And this is what I keep telling you guys all the time about these markets. Quit round tripping these bags and quit fanboying these projects. Quit round tripping them. Crypto is meant to be bought and crypto is meant to be sold. And it is what it is. And quit round tripping them. Worth buying BTC. Now, yeah, I don't think the bottom's setting in on BTC yet, though. But I do. I think BTC right now is a buy. BTC right now is a buy. I do believe that. I mean, especially if you're buying it on some sort of leverage, right? I think it's a buy. Chainlink sitting at $20.09 right now. Decimate. This thing was $24 just last week, right? It's on a little bit of a green day, a little bit of a green in an hour, but Avalanche. We seen what Avalanche could do, right? We seen what Avalanche could do. You look at what Avalanche was just at $33, $34 actually, and now sitting here at 27.60. If there's a project I'm telling you to watch the bottom of Avalanche and see where that goes, because you've seen where it could go. You've seen what it could do in just a short period of time. That could be a good trade right there. So move your crypto off exchanges into where more. I don't think exchanges are in trouble. Stellar sitting at 34 cents. Stellar took a step back as well. Whole market took a step back. So we could just go down through these things, and you can look at them, and you there's a pullback of a lot. Aster, I like Aster. Aster over there. I like what they're doing over there on the BNB chain. There's actually news of a possible Aster chain coming out, which I think that's the way that they compete with with Hyperliquid. I think that's how they do it. Right now, it's sitting on top of the BNB chain, which you know what I mean. It doesn't really make a difference one way or another to me, but I think the utilization of the token itself, if they're going to utilize it and they're going to utilize it to its full potential, you want that thing sitting on top of its own blockchain. But this thing I think it's got a big upside to it. It's sitting at $1.78 right now. Had a nice run, definitely on a pullback, definitely on a monster pullback. When we look at it on the week, we look at this thing on the week, it's it definitely had a good launch. It came up around $2.37 was the high for the week, sitting at right around yeah, sitting right around 178 right now. So not too bad, but definitely on a pullback. So watch Aster as this market starts to uh, decide what it's going to do. Quant, we talk a lot about quant. I tell you guys, quant to buy anytime it's under $100. And when you look at where quant is right now, when you look at where quant sits right now, sits at $88. What a steal on quant, right? What a pullback, what a steal on quant. We like where quant is. But does quant have more downside to it? I think the whole market might have some more downside to it. To tell you the truth, starting to fill in green on the hour though. Look at all the green starting to come in on the hour just as I'm talking. Uh, You think all economies will tank at the same time? I don't know. I don't think I think we're gonna be in we're in a situation right now where we got to make a decision, right? Got to make a decision, and and I don't think that all the economies are gonna crash. I think that we're gonna, the United States, they can print their way out of anything. They'll just raise the inflation rate extremely high, right? It'll just raise the inflation rate extremely high. They'll print their way out of everything, and it'll be what it's going to be, right? I mean, it'll be what it's going to be, man. Uh, so, but yeah, I mean, let's get into some of these actual technicals over here, which we don't do a lot of. But when it's time to get real, it's time to get real, right? So we're sitting here at the total two right now, right? And when we look at this thing right now, the total two any asset that you trade, including crypto, is only going to do one of three things. It's either going to go up, it's going to go down, or it's going to move sideways. That's it. So that's the only thing it's going to do. It's not going to do anything else. It's going to go up, it's going to go down, it's going to go sideways. And right now, the total two market cap obviously is in a downward trend. It's in a downward trajectory. So until it breaks out of this downward trajectory, you should be in a buy or short position. Heat, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? You should be in a buy or a short position until this total two breaks out of here. If you're in altcoins, all right, because let's just pull this thing back, right? Let's look at this thing. You see the channels, right? Like here we are. We broke out of this thing, and we were in an upward trajectory right here. So this was your selling positions, right? You should have been in a long position or a selling position right here, and then we broke out. You see, we broke out. We tested it. We came back down to this downward trajectory, and then we chopped sideways. We don't trade sideways. If you're in leverage trading, never trade the market when it's chopping sideways because you don't know what it's going to do. It could break down, it could break up, it could do whatever, right? So whenever the market's chopping sideways, just wait for the trade. It'll come to you. It's either going to break down or break up after the sideways movements. Just wait. Don't trade all this trading. If this was a token and you were to trade it up in here, you'd be getting this is way too volatile, right? Way too volatile to trade in a sideways movement. But right now, you see we broke out of that sideways, and where did we break? We broke straight to the downside, right? So we're looking at this total two. We're going, what the hell and where are we going, right? That's the question, is what the hell and where are we going? So you got support on a total two. We're sitting at $1.51 trillion right now on a total two. That's where we're sitting, right? So you got support sitting here at this total two, and this is all of your altcoins, right? Right around 1.52. So we're right on that line, 1.51. It's got to hold this line, right? Because if you pull this thing back, this was a tremendous level of support right here, right? This 1.51, 1.52 was a tremendous level of support for this total two in all of your altcoins. Now, if this thing dips and it can't hold on to that line right there, you see this massive run up that we had right here, started right around August. August right here, this massive run up. And you see there's nothing in between where we are right now in this massive run up, right? There's really not a lot in between there, right? So if this thing can't hold 1.52 trillion, there's a possibility, there really is a possibility that we come down to 145, 145 trillion is probably where our next stop on the bus is, right? And that's the short bus, because, and we're on a 4-hour chart. That's the short bus. So if it can't break out of that box, if it can't break out of this box right here and hold this line, your next stop's about $145 trillion. That's going to put BTC right around 108. I got most of mine on a cold storage. Most of mine's on a cold storage. What's up with bricks? Bricks is, one of them things that you look at, and I ask how much credibility they really have, right? I mean, at this point, bricks is the least of at this point, bricks should be the least of everybody's worries, right? What everybody should be looking at right now is forget the rate cuts, right? Forget the rate cuts right now. Forget the inflation data right now, right? What the big story is that has the chances to send these markets straight to the downside is if the United States goes into a government shutdown. If that happens, take all your technicals and throw them out the window. Yeah, me too, Selmo. Years ago, brother. But yeah, so I mean, if the government goes into, if the United States government goes into the shutdown, take all your technicals, throw them out the window. Take everything else, throw it out the window, because that's going to affect the markets more than anything that you could possibly imagine. Right. So we talk a lot about Solana. Let's pull the Solana chart. Let's look and see what it looks like here. Let me find it first, right there. Let's see what Sol looks like. Let's see what we should be doing with Sol right now, right? Let's have a look. Well, we said whatever you're trading the asset, it's only going to go one of three ways: up, down, sideways, right? Where's Sol going right now? If you look at this trend, it's definitely in a downward trend, right? You come in here, you come in here, you mark that high, you mark where it touches the lows, and here's your box, right? Here's your parallel channel. It's definitely trending to the downside, right? So Sol's got to break out of this downtrend in order for it to have any bullish momentum, right? So Sol's sitting at $192.89 right now. So if Sol was to break out of this box right now, you would be looking right about 198, right? For it just to test the top side of this box, right? So 198. So we're definitely in a downtrend, and it's got support right here, right where it sits right now, right around 190, 192 and a half, let's call it, splits mirrors, right? 192 and a half. It does have some support right here. So can it hold on to where it is right now? If it can, its next stop probably, 199 is its next support, but its resistance is down here at 185. It could be its next stop, right? For Sol, 185. If the market pulls back, could be 185. That's why I say 185, right? So here's the thing: if you're trading Sol right now, you should be buying Sol, not selling Sol. right, in this downtrend. And if you have a leverage trade on SOL right now, you shouldn't be in a long. You should be in a short. Right here, this tells you this parallel channel when it's going down like this, and you're in a downward trend. You shouldn't be in a long. You should be in a short. You shouldn't be in a long until it breaks out of that channel, comes back test that channel, and then goes up. That's when you hit your long, right? You should be making money on the way down here, right? You should be in a short. Should have been in a short all the way up here, right? And I mean, you see it right here. Here was your uptrend right here. This was the move where you were in your long, right? This is that sideways action. I told you guys we don't trade sideways action. Here's your sideways action right here. Which way was it going to break? Was it going to break up? Was it going to break down? That was the question, right? Once it started to break up, you should have got it. You know, you get in your long or your selling position, and boom, you ride the thing up, right? You should have been selling here. Let it chop sideways. Don't trade this sideways action right here. I had a little breakout here, but don't trade that sideways action. See what it's going to do. Boom. Now it broke to the downside. You should be in a short position. You guys, this isn't hard, right? But you got it. You got to know what the market's doing. Don't fight the market, right? Just don't fight the market. And if you don't know, don't do anything. Just hold, right? Look at Airdrome, especially in a time like this. If you don't know what's going on, just keep DCAing. If you don't know how to chart these charts, then don't be out here playing around and acting like you do, because you'll get wrecked. You'll get torched out here in the market like this. Let's look at Airdrome. Airdrome, obviously in downward trajectory right here. Sitting at 99 cents. I didn't think that I would say that Airdrome was sitting at 99 cents until the bear market. But here we are. You're talking about it at 99 cents. I didn't think that we were going to see these prices again. So again, Airdrome sitting right in the middle of this chart right here. Right in the middle of this downward channel. You have to pull Airdrome all the way back to again, you had this big run up right here on Airdrome, right? No fill here, right? No fill, just straight to the top on a 4-hour chart. So your next level for Airdrome is 98 cents. If it continues to drop, you got some support right here at 87 cents. You have some at 80 cents. And you have a massive level of support sitting here at 74 cents. So we'll see. Airdrome's got to break this downward trend. It's got to break this channel right here before it's bullish again, right? Before it's a go. And you can see on this 4-hour candle, it's starting to eat it up a little bit, right? Starting to eat it up just a little bit here. So yeah, we'll see. But you shouldn't be in a long position here on Airdrome. And you shouldn't be selling Airdrome right now. Right now it's accumulation. You see it. If you're trading it, you're in a short position. If you're buying it, you're in a accumulation period, right? That's what you should be doing right now with Airdrome. BTC, you see, this is just a 4-hour chart. It's definitely straight downward trajectory for Bitcoin right now on this 4-hour. Like, well, let's have a look. Let's put it up here. Let's see what's going on, right? You got your high, comes down here, touch there. We'll bring it here. Got your low sitting right here. These boxes should have 2 touches on them. There you go. BTC right now on a 4-hour. It's touching the top side of this channel right here. If it breaks out, retest it, we'll see. At 109, but it's having a hard time. holding at 109. But you see what's happening every time it gets to that 109. It keeps banging its head off the top side of this channel at this 109 mark. Bang, 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 and it just keeps falling. You can't hold it. So until it breaks out of there and actually makes a move, breaks out, comes back and retests the top side of that channel, you should be in a short or a buying position in Bitcoin right now. Pepe is doing something not a lot of other projects are doing. It's actually put 2 candles up going sideways. Sitting here at 5091. It's actually put 2 candles up going sideways. And I know the chat's not lively today because I'm not lively, but I told you there's a time to play, and then there's a time to hold this thing 10 toes down. And you're in that 10 toes down right now. You need to hold this thing 10. You need to have your feet on the ground. You got to know what the hell you're doing. And I'm not going to sit out here and act like the market's great, but you better know what you're doing out here. So yeah, it's Friday. We usually FUD a lot on Fridays and have a good time. This ain't a good time. So let's see where this thing goes. Where are we at on the hour here? Oh, we're filling in green. Maybe we can make up some of these gains right now. Maybe we can make up some of these losses, I should say, right now. But yeah, Bitcoin, we'll see. I would be Bitcoin. I would either be buying right now or be in a short position. Same with Ethereum. Same with the XRP. Same with BNB. Same with Solana. I wouldn't be selling them right now. Chainlink, same thing. Avalanche, same thing. Stellar, same thing. These are all buy positions. You look at Sui right now, $3.12. That's definitely a buying position. Quant's a huge buying position at $88. Quant just goes back up to $108. $108 right now. You're looking at what, $20 per token gain that you sell off at that point. World Liberty 5. This thing's just you don't even bring the chart up on this. I think just chop it sideways. You want to talk about, let's do it. You want to talk about a manipulated token. Look at how manipulated this thing is. So this thing hasn't been able to break 22 cents. It's down to 19 cents, up to 22, down to 19, up to 22, down to 19, up to 22. I mean, you want to talk about a manipulated. This thing is so manipulated right now. They're not letting it run up above 22 cents. I mean, if you want to see how big money plays the game, this is it. This is definitely it. This token, just watch it, right? Just flip this chart from a 4-hour to a daily, and it's almost like a straight line. It's so obvious what they're doing over there. It's I don't think that I don't know if that thing will ever get above 22 cents. To tell you the truth, the way that they're moving it. XLM 35 cents, man. Look at the fall right there. Again, downward channel right here. Right, starting to come out though. If we were to put this on here right now, just on this little bit of a 4-hour right here, and we go to where it's actually touched it a couple times in this short period of time right here, XLM is actually coming out of the channel a little bit. And if it can back test this and run, XLM's got a shot. XLM's got a shot today. Load up on beans and bologna. These low market caps are tough right now. These low market caps are tough. They're tough right now. I'm just gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you, because I keep it 100 on here. We keep it real on here. I'm telling you straight up, these low market caps, I mean, we can pull them up. These things, they're not gonna run until their native tokens run. That's just, kind of how this thing goes, right? They're not gonna run until, like, if they're pegged to Solana, they're not gonna go anywhere until Solana goes. If they're pegged to Ethereum, they're not gonna go anywhere until Ethereum goes. Like, it's just not gonna happen. This president seems like he could bankrupt America. Scottish. It's when we're in a down market and inflation's as high as it is, and interest rates are as high as they are, I can understand the tariffs. You know what I mean? Because America was being taken advantage of for a long time, right? By a lot of different countries. Like we're getting pimped out, right? Let's call it what it was. We're getting pimped out. The American people, their goods were going everywhere, and we weren't getting any money back from other countries for our goods. We were paying other countries a huge amount to bring their goods in. For years and years and years, the American people have been being screwed, right? But I'll tell you what, there's a right way to do it and there's a wrong way to do it. There's a right way and a wrong way to get things back to normal and get things back to a level, right? And coming in on what they call Liberation Day and just putting blanket tariffs on everybody, I wasn't against that. I was like, all right, whatever. This is just the starting negotiation phase, right? Everything will shake itself out the way that it usually shakes itself out, right? But when you start again during an inflation state, we're definitely inflation. Just go to get a loan, go try to go to the grocery store, go try to do whatever you do on a daily basis. You can see the price impact, right? And then the jobs, they're not great. The jobs data isn't great here. So the inflation data is not great here in the United States. The job data is not great here in the United States. And the deficit just keeps ballooning out of control. The deficit in the United States is out of control. And this is something that nobody wants to talk about. Nobody wants to touch. Everybody just thinks that, fairy godmothers are going to come down here and spray some freaking fairy dust on the debt, and it's just going to all of a sudden go away. That's not what's going to happen. Eventually, the bill's going to come due, and somebody's going to have to pay that money back at some point. And trillions and trillions of dollars, right? The fairy godmother's not coming to sprinkle fairy dust on the debt and all of a sudden it goes away. That's not what happens. So, but again, there's a right way to do it. There's a wrong way to do it. And then to come out in a situation that we're in and say that we're going to put 100% tariffs now on branded drugs that aren't made here in the United States has got to be one of the most dumbest things I've ever heard, to be honest with you. You have people right now out here in the United States that can't afford the prescription drugs that they're on. So now you're going to put 100% tariff on it? And what's that going to do when somebody goes to pick up their prescription drug at the pharmacy? And do you think that the companies are going to take that 100% on the chin, on their bottom line? No, they're going to pass that right on to the consumer, right? So if you were paying $40 for a drug, now you're going to be paying $80 for a drug, right? Because they're going to mark it up 100%. So, is that the right thing to do? Probably not. You know what I mean? Probably not, right? So this is the thing, is like, what's that going to do to the markets, right? Now what's going to happen here is we're going to open up the markets today at about 9:30. all these drug providers that are on the stock market that are affected by this 100% tariff, what's going to happen to their stocks? They're going to tank. The stocks are going to tank, right? And who gets hurt when the stocks tank? The average investor, 401k plans, people that have these in their 401ks, all that stuff, right? No different than somebody coming out and saying that aspirin causes autism. If you were invested in a stock that produced aspirin, you got your ass handed to you the past couple of days because you lost a lot of money. So, and there's no scientific data that supports what you're saying, right? So this is what I'm saying. Like, there's a right way to do it, there's a wrong way to do it, right? I agree. I agree with a lot of you guys that are in the chat. America was being taken advantage of for a long time. There's no reason for us to be subsidizing other countries. Let's just put it out there for what it is, right? There's no reason, America shouldn't be subsidizing other countries until America can get America straight, right? Until you can get that deficit paid down, then you shouldn't be subsidizing other countries. Like, let other countries do what they're going to do, man. And if you start wars and you can't afford to finish the wars, then that's not on me. That shouldn't be on the American people. That's on you. So, I mean, you're sitting here $30 trillion in debt, and people over here can't feed themselves. What are we doing, man? What are we doing? Seriously, what are we doing? There's a problem. There's an issue. And then you take some of your closest, I don't know, we're going on a whole, it's Friday, we're going on a whole rant. And then you take some of your closest allies like Canada and them. Canada's the size of freaking California, population size. Seriously, when you look at the amount of people that live in Canada and the amount of people that live in California, they're about the same freaking size. So you take the country of California or the country of Canada, and you start messing with them. What the hell are you messing with them for? They're one of our closest allies. Like, seriously, like they're one of our closest allies. They can't do anything to the United States. I mean, Canada can't do any, military wise, financial. They really can't do anything to the United States. So why are you messing with them? Seriously. Mexico, different story, right? Mexico, a different story. Yeah, I agree with you. The American people are finally starting to wake up, and they need to. They need to wake up, because I'll tell you what. Here's my stance, and you guys heard me say this before, and then we'll get off of here in a minute. You guys heard me say this before. I don't agree with a lot of what the Republicans do, and I don't agree with a lot of what the Democrats do. I think they're both fucked. We love the rant, Ken. We love the rant. I think both parties are screwed up, to tell you the truth. I don't think either one of the parties have the average American people's interest in mind. Neither one of them. So this isn't a Republican thing. This isn't a Democrat thing. This is a people thing, right? So the people do need to stand up for what they believe in, and they do need to speak out about it. Sometimes speaking out about it will get you de-lifed, but people do need to speak out about it. We've been robbed for a long time. Seriously. Then go look at your tax system. You go to work, you're taxed. You go to the store, you're taxed on what you buy at the store, on the money that you already paid taxes on, right? You go buy a car, you're taxed on that money that you're taxed on the purchase of your car. You go register your car, you're taxed on the registration of your car. You you go buy gas for your car, you're taxed at an obscene amount for gas. Um, Depending on what state you live in, you're taxed at an obscene amount for that. Every time you turn around, you're taxed for something else, right? Even in your retirement plan, you take your 401k, you're pre-taxed. I mean, you're not taxed on it coming out of your paycheck, but they charge you in an obscene amount of tax when you go to take your 401k out. So you're better off literally paying taxes on your 401k. You're better off not getting a 401k. You're better off getting a retirement plan that's taxed at the time in which you buy the assets, because as your assets go up, they're going to tax you at a higher level. So they're winning no matter which way they go. You're taxed everywhere. Taxes are craziness. And that's, if they really wanted to help the American people, they would quit taxing us to death, you know. And and here's the thing, the Republicans tax us so that they can give out more to businesses and things like that, right? The Democrats tax us to death so that they can give out more to people who are quote unquote less fortunate. And I put that in quotes, less fortunate. When you live in a democratic state, what you find out is people aren't less fortunate, people are less motivated. So because they get a lot. They get a lot. You go to a grocery store, you're struggling. You know, it's just, they got to quit taxing us to death. Lord forbid if you own a house, right? Then you pay federal taxes on your house, state taxes on your house, school taxes on your house, blah blah blah. Let me break up. We'll break this down one time here in the United States, and then we'll get out of here. Your schools, for example, right? You tell me how much sense this makes. You want to know how idiotic the tax system is? Let's break down the school taxes for a minute. This is for people who own homes, right? This is just for people who own homes, right? So you pay a federal tax out of your paycheck that subsidizes the federal government, right? It's supposed to subsidize the federal government and all of its entities. One of them entities is the Department of Education. It's already paid for, right? Then you get down to the states, and then the states have a Department of Education. So now you're paying state tax for what? The Department of Education that you already paid for on the federal level. Now you're paying for it on the state level, right? And then if you own a house, you have to pay school taxes. To do what? To subsidize the school that's in your school district. You paid for the education in that school 3 times. And the only money that really goes to that school is the money that you pay on the local level. Where's the state money? Where's the federal money? I'm just saying, people need to start asking these questions. If you want to get down into it, people need to start asking them questions. You paid for that school district that you live in 3 times in taxes. 3 times. Why is that? Ask yourself the question. Why is that? How much sense does that make? So if you wanted a loaf of bread and you went to the store, would you pay 3 times the amount to get the same loaf of bread? Shit don't make no sense. So I don't know. I'm glad I'm with you guys in the chat. I'm glad people are standing up. They need to. They need to at least start asking a question, right? It might not get you anywhere, but at least start asking a question. So, all right, guys, with that, it's Friday. We're up out of here. I get to work. Got some payroll to do. Got some stuff to take care of. Got some bunch of meetings going on today. So, with that, we're up out of here. You guys have a good one. We'll be back at you guys on Monday. Stay safe, man. Stay 10 toes down on this thing, man. Stay safe. Make sure you guys got your charts up. If you're buying anything, make sure you got your charts up, man. Make sure you're looking at them. Make sure you're doing all that, man, because you know, I tell you, man, you got right now is the time to get serious. Like I said, we play around a lot on here, but not this is serious business, man. This is the time where you got to lock yourself in the house and you got to figure out what the hell is going on with your money, man. If you got enough money in the market, you better be in the house. You better figure out what the hell is going on, and you better look at it, and you better know where the hell you're going with it. Because if you don't, you'll wake up the next morning and you'll be absolutely decimated. So know where you're going, know what you're doing. So what's up, Timsky from Canada, my man? What's going on? But with that, we up out of here, and we'll see you guys later.